ThePapare.com. We're on the DFCC Know and Grow segment where we're talking to some players from yesteryear, trying to find out what they know about the game and trying to grow where we are now from it. We have a very special guest with us this morning, and that is Brian Levers, captain of the Royal College team of 1967. He's down from Australia because it's 50 years since he last captained the Royal team, and he's very happy with the Bradley win as well. Brian, thank you very much for joining us on DFCC Know and Grow. So tell us, 67 that you last captained, 50 years, what's happened since then?
I still look at 50 years being a very special and, to me, a very emotional reunion that we had, and the response to that request from all the other players was excellent. Unfortunately, there were 4 players who have passed since then, but the response was great. Rugby, as a game, has changed a lot since our days. It's not so much run and pass and play as before. However, I think the standard here now in Sri Lanka is great.
Yeah, that's wonderful to hear from someone who lives in Australia.
Because I've been watching, All Blacks and Wallabies, and they have the same, at least they're trying to reach that type of play, and they're doing it very well, I must say.
Yeah, it's really improved in leaps and bounds. Tell us though, you're the middle of 3 generations of Royalists who played for Royal, and that must be something very special as well for your family. Your father, I don't know whether many people know this.
Yes.
He's the first man to cross the Trinity line ever.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, he played, and that was in, I think it was 1926,
25,
5 and 6, around about there. Then there was me and 2 nephews. Of course, they don't have the same name as me, but since they were my sister's children, but they played for college too. In, I think it was 59, 60.
89, 90 and 96, 97.
Something like that, yeah, correct. Yeah, that was it. Actually, we had a whole family. We had a lot of sports people, you know. My brother, who didn't take to rugby, excelled in cricket and athletics. And so did my sister, who actually captained Sri Lanka in hockey in her day. So we come from a sporting family.
Yeah, that's
sort of
great to
a
hear,
legacy that we have to maintain. So we continued, and I'm very happy to say that we've reached a fair standard of, in all the sports. Actually, yeah, my first year was into rugby was 64. When
you started off as an athlete, and then...
Yes, this was in 64. Another friend of mine and me, we were training for athletics, and my friend told me, he said, let's go and try rugby. We were under 17 at that time, and since we were both sprinters, so we went down to under 17 practice, and since we were both sprinters, they put us on the 2 wings, and before long we ended up in the first 15. It was the second day that we went down. So that was an excellent start for me of a great rugby career.
And you ended
enjoyed
up
it so
captaining
much.
in 3 years' time.
Yeah,
I mean, that would have been fantastic.
Yes, it was. So I was really ecstatic by the progress, and I really did enjoy rugby.
And you kept up with your athletics as well?
I did. Running in the public schools and all that for college. I had a highlight in that too. In the 400 meters, where running with this in this race, the finals and public schools, the first 3, I didn't win, but the first 3 clocked 50 seconds, 50.1 and 50.3, and we were just all together. And it was, all three of us broke the record that year, which was another highlight of my career.
And the record that was held by your brother, I think.
Well, you're right. But at that time, when my brother had it, it was in yards. It was 440 yards. And then we changed to the metric system in about that time, just after. So he maintains that he still holds the record.
So
well,
he
quite
was,
rightly so, I suppose.
So he was a cricketer as well. He played for All Ceylon, he played for Royal as
Sri
well.
Lanka. And
So how come he never took to rugby and you never took to cricket?
I did play cricket for college.
Okay.
I played in the first in the Royal Tournament and all that. So I was a three sports. He really excelled in cricket and athletics. He went to the Asian Games and played for Sri Lanka. He sort of, I think he's probably one of the I think they've had some a launch of a DVD recently to show how Sri Lanka qualified for ICC status, and they had interviews with all the
The All Ceylon
highlights
cricketers.
like the Buddy Reeds and Ronnie Reeds, and Darrell was one, which I think was a very great idea. Of course, I had to miss the launch because I was here back in Sri Lanka. And apparently, I was told they're having a launch here, and once again, I'll be missing that because I'm flying
Back
off.
in Australia.
Yeah.
So how was it for you to take to rugby suddenly, almost out of the blue? You obviously took to it very well because you were in the first 15 on the second day of practice.
True.
So that's not something a lot of young kids today can do. There's not a lot of kids that play more than one sport now. How did you manage to do that?
See, it's your devotion and determination, which a lot of kids, well, I hope they have it, but that's what is required in any sport. I'm not talking about cricket, rugby, athletics, any sport. You got to have that determination and the will to succeed. And I kept playing. As I told you, the rugby, I had to hang up my boots after this accident I had. But I managed to play cricket, even in Australia.
Okay.
And we formed a big club there. A lot of Sri Lankans. We had 4 teams, and the guy who formed the club asked me to come and captain and coach the club, which I did.
Okay.
Another exciting time in my life, because we managed to field 4 teams in this comp. And we won, all 4 teams got into the finals the first year, and we won 2 of them.
Wow.
So it was great.
So athletics, cricket, rugby, sports has obviously played a huge role in your life,
Oh, yes.
Brian. So how much would you say it has contributed to who you are today?
I think it has really contributed to my life in that, as I said before, you have to have that confidence to even attempt anything, even your work. You got to have that confidence to achieve what you believe you need, So that's what it is.
Well,
it has helped me greatly.
And what would your advice be for young aspiring rugby players or even athletes who maybe want to do the switch? What would you be telling them now?
They will find where their passion is. I mean, you can play all these sports like I did. I had passion in all 3, but where you really find your passion, just go for it and never give up, as I always say.
Okay, so
That's what it is. Because I can see the quality of rugby now in Sri Lanka. I watched the Rugby. I think it's great.
And so hopefully we can build on that with determination and not giving up. Brian Levers, 50 years ago, captain of Royal College, triple colorsman for Royal College as well. Very honored to have you on the DFCC Know and Grow.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot for joining
Thank you.
us.